Hey everybody, it's Mike again with the Claim Squad Public Adjusters. In today's video, we're going to be talking about what is surplus line insurance. Now, a lot of people here in Florida, this is of particular interest to all of us. Other states as well, but in Florida, we have an abundance of surplus line carriers. So we're going to talk about who these carriers are and why I'm not a big fan of these companies whatsoever. And we're going to talk about when your agent recommends one of these companies, what you need to do. Okay, so basically, these companies, which we call surplus line companies, they're out of state. They're not based in Florida. And so some of the things that happens and what you need to be aware of, they are limited in the amount of policies that they can actually write here in Florida. They are not regulated by the OIR, which is the Office of Insurance Regulations. Okay. New York, California, and Florida have special rules in place where agents are only allowed and supposed to put a homeowner in a surplus line carrier policy once everything else has been exhausted and there's no insurance company in the state that's actually a hometown insurance company based in Florida or based wherever you're at. Once that's been exhausted, then the agent has the authority to put them in a surplus line carrier. Now, these policies are subpar and they have a lot of limitations, which the agents do not discuss with the homeowner. You are basically overpaying for a policy based on limited coverages. As I put here, it's not worth it. And here's the agent shaking money out of you. See, Florida laws also don't apply to these surplus line carriers. Let me give you a perfect example. In Florida, an insurance company under a Florida statute is supposed to pay something on your claim or deny it within 90 days. There's other different protections and laws and statutes here in Florida, but this as an example, a surplus line carrier does not have to abide by this. You can take 6 months or they can take 6 months and not give you any type of answer. So these policies and the companies themselves operate on a very predatory basis. They know that the people in Florida are desperate for policies, and so they will write crappy policies with limitations and everything else wrong with them because they know that there's people that have no other options. So let's take a look at some carriers here in Florida. The new guy on the block is Kin. I've had the opportunity to take a look at a few of their policies for some claims involving water damage and cast iron pipes. They have bad policies, water damage limits, and other type of limits that I've seen regarding floors, roofs, etc. You are overpaying for any policy you have with Kin. Giovera, pretty much the same way with Kin. They have some interesting roof limitations on the policy, meaning that you have to have, I believe it is a 4-inch hole in your roof in order for anything to be covered. They also have floor limitations, everything else. Velocity is basically on the same level as Kin. Some other, Lloyd's of London is the biggest surplus carrier here in Florida, but that's mostly because of commercial. Scottsdale, it's also known as Nationwide. It's a subsidiary of Nationwide. They have the water damage limits. And then a company called Lexington. There's a few others, but nothing, they're for some different types of policies. So most of these surplus line carriers, as far as the amount of money and premiums they collect, are commercial. So last year, the premiums for commercial insurance policies are over $4 billion here in Florida. All right. Homeowners are around 330 million. So there's still quite a bit of homeowners policies here. So this was just a very short video to introduce you to the world of surplus line carriers. I am not a big fan of these carriers. I would definitely not go with one unless there's nothing else you can do. So let me tell you, again, they're not regulated by the state. The policies are bad. If your agent, what you want to do if you're not familiar with the insurance company, number one, I would Google them, find out where they're at, and ask the agent two things. Number one, Mr. or Mrs. Agent, does this insurance company have any water damage limits or exclusions? All right. Number two, is this a surplus line carrier? Ask those two questions. If it's surplus line, this is what you need to do. Say, okay, thank you. I'm going to think about it. Call around the state. Call other agents. If you live in Naples, all right, call agents in Orlando, call agents in Jacksonville, call agents in Tampa. Doesn't matter where you live. That's irregardless. Everything's done by electronically now. So this isn't like the old days where you walk into your local agent and you get a policy. So I am not a fan. I would want you to stay away from these companies at all costs because really you are overpaying. Your hard-earned money is going to the insurance company for very limited coverage. So please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed watching this video, and take a look at some of my other videos. Anything you think you might want to have an interest on, I've got it. Roofs, water damage, cast iron pipes, hurricanes, tornadoes, lightning, you name it, I've got a video on it. Once again, my name is Mike Keeler. I'm a licensed public adjuster in the state of Florida. If you have questions about a claim, need help with a claim, or you live in Florida and want me to help represent you for a claim, whether it's been denied, it's new, or underpaid, here's my cell phone. Here's my email, and here's my website. Hope you enjoyed this video.